afternoon, Camp Davy Crockett.
I'm Hayden.
And I'm Zeph.
And welcome to the Camp Davy Chronicles.
And before we get started today, I do have a report to make from last time.
Okay.
Because we were talking about pencil lead.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I looked into this as well. I forgot.
Okay.
About it, but yeah.
So here's the story. Because I always thought that pencil lead was called pencil lead because it used to be lead and then they changed it to graphite.
Yeah, I was even smarter than that.
It never was actual lead. But when they first discovered graphite, they thought that it was a kind of lead. And so the name stuck.
Yeah. I looked into that, and that was actually supposed to be my thought, but then I forgot.
Yep.
So glad you remembered.
But I also found out that there was a stylus, like the Roman stylus, like their version of the pencil that was sometimes made of lead.
Well, lead's normally heavy. I mean, can you imagine?
Yes. But
I can only imagine that a lead pencil or pen or stylus.
The Romans were just very strong.
Yeah, I mean, that would be terrible. And this pen isn't heavy, and it's already cumbersome. So, what happened? So for us, it was this past weekend, I guess. This past weekend.
I don't know. Klondike.
Klondike? What's Klondike?
Klondike is an event that happens every winter in Scouts. And it's where the troops have competitions to do Scout skills.
Yeah, I think this was our third annual Tri-District Council. Well, it was our Tri-District. Hold on. Third annual Tri-District Klondike.
There you go.
I think so.
First try.
Yep. No. Third try.
No, but of you saying it. Klondike used to be always every district individually did it at their own place. And now there are 3 districts that do it all together at Camp Davy Crockett, like every year.
Which honestly, I mean, I remember when we were younger and we did it that way. I like this better because it promotes more competition, friendly scout competition between all the troops in the council. Well, most of the troops in the council. That makes
which
sense.
I enjoy. I guess the district ones had started getting kind of small.
Yeah.
So,
and also like I know at summer camp, you see other troops, you get to see your friends and different things, but then kind of don't get to see them again because they're in different districts or in a different state or something. And so here it's nice for them to come together and to get to see your friends again.
Yeah. And Friendlily compete with them in many scout skills. So what kinds of scout skill competitions did they have at the Klondike?
I'm going to say the best for last. So that means we're going to skip one. But not in any order.
Is it archery?
Yep. Not in any order of which one's my favorite or anything.
Right, sure.
First aid was one of the things. Okay. They had to provide some aid first. I've always wondered. So you got first aid, right?
Yes.
What about the people who aren't there first? Are they second aid?
I guess. You mean like the actual emergency
how far does it go?
I don't know.
Do you have
I guess the first
sixth aid?
Wait a minute, hold on. If someone gets first and you do first aid on them while you call 911,
they're the first aiders.
Technically the people that you call 911 are called first responders. But if they come after you've already done first aid, then technically the first responders are the second aid.
Responders. They messed up on the naming of this.
Oh man.
Formal complaint.
We found a plot hole in English.
Yeah, but I was told it was actually really cool. They actually had not a real, but a simulation of a real first aid emergency that's practical, which was pretty cool. All the kids that came by said they really enjoyed that.
Cool.
So then fire building, which, if you have a scouting event, you have to have some kind of fire building. It's just I'm pretty sure that's in the scouting rules of have to have some kind of fire building.
I don't know.
But they did the classic, you got to get the string to burn.
Yes.
Over it. Yep.
Yes. I helped our troop train for that one. So
yeah, they did great. All the troops did great.
Good. I'm sure they did.
Then we had shelter building.
Okay.
Which was they had to build a shelter, which I heard was really fun.
I never would have guessed that's what shelter building was.
Yeah, we have a scoutmaster in our troop named Carrie, and I heard that hurricane or tornado Carrie, whatever, took down almost all the shelters because you got to test them.
Oh, was the goal to build a shelter that Carrie couldn't destroy?
I think it was to withstand wind, and I think he was just going and shaking all the shelters.
Okay,
it's part of the game.
Sure, yeah, it's a good test of strength.
Right. And so then one of the ones that's probably my favorite idea with our Tri-District Klondike is the service project. So that was trail building.
That wasn't a competition, though, was it?
Well, you could. There was potential to earn golden nuggets, which we'll talk about here in a second. What a golden nugget is. But there was potential to earn those there. So technically, yes.
Wow.
But of course, it was just a time that they could set aside where each of the patrols could go and show that they give a little care about camp. And they built. I wasn't even there. They built a swamp bridge.
Wow. Where? Over the swamp.
Yeah.
What swamp?
Yeah, it's a continuation. So last year they started a trail from campfire to the dining hall, the new dining hall.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was a continuation of that on around. So we're going to try to follow the whole lakefront. And there underneath the place where people walk, there's a little swamp it's kind of like the Always Pond. If you guys have never seen that, it's just a pond that always is there.
The puddle, you mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, the swamp that I think of on camp is the one that's like right next to lakefront on the Trail to Pioneering Shelter.
It's close to that, I think.
Okay.
I think.
So
don't quote me on that.
Same swampy area, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always point out the swamp on my tours.
Yeah. Well, there is the other swamp next to like Cobson. Anyways, that's beside the point.
Okay.
So we did the service. Then we did the always anticipated sled race.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was a fun one. They changed up the how they did it this year, which I think was for the better, other than not being for the better.
What?
So they instead of doing it as one big group of running, they separated out. So it was an actual station that you went and you could prepare for it, and I think you could run up to 3 runs, and they took your best score.
Okay.
So that way, because I know in the past there was a lot of times where like they would do it once and then it was like, oh, that wasn't the best we could do. And so I think they gave them a couple opportunities to try to do better.
So in the past they've had like all the groups racing at once,
right?
Because I thought that was kind of like the grand finale event.
Yeah, that's normally what they do, but I think the way they did it this year was a little bit better.
Cool.
And then the best event. Flu and Tomahawk.
Oh, both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we wanted to be extra special.
And those were one event together.
Yeah, it was one event.
Wow.
So it was a lot of fun. It was a little hectic. Okay?
Sounds like it.
But we had an hour to do, because the way they also did this is they did a round robin style rotation.
Right.
So each hour you rotated instead of like just running. So it was more of a timed out thing. So to stop people from just going and doing it really fast and not actually applying scout skills.
Yes.
So, and I like that as well.
So how many teams were there? Did they have an hour?
We had 23 teams, I think.
So it took 23 hours?
No, there was 4 teams at each station.
Oh, okay. That makes
the old 24-hour Klondike.
Well, the whole event is more than 24 hours.
Well, yeah, but the Klondike competition itself took 24 hours. But yeah, we had close to 20 teams. Well, I mean, you can do the math.
Can you imagine doing well? That would break the guide to Safe Scouting to do flu at like 2 a.m. probably.
Yeah, I can't imagine sitting there for 23 hours looking at the bow. That'd be terrible, wouldn't it? Anyways, so we did flu. That, of course, everybody loves that competition because it's not something that you normally get to do. And then tomahawks. I've learned throwing tomahawks that, not a lot of people are good at it.
I mean, I know I'm not.
Yeah, no, it's
you?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, that's I can make fun of people because I'm not good at it either.
Sure.
But I'm better, if this makes sense, I'm a better teacher than I am a actual thrower.
That makes sense.
So, but yeah, so we sat there. That was what we actually did a lot of the time, was when we would get done with our competition, we would teach them how to actually throw a tomahawk and stuff instead of just sitting there. So it was a lot of fun.
You didn't teach them before the competition?
Nope.
So
nope.
Okay. I guess.
Be cheating.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I was sad not to be at Klondike this year again, but my brother,
third annual not being there.
Yes, that is true. And anyway, plans change. But my brother Daniel was there, and he was very excited when he came back, and I asked him about it, and he said it was the best Klondike that he'd ever been in, and that made me even more sad. But
yeah,
it's fine.
It was a lot of fun. There was a couple moments. There were a couple small moments that we can discuss. The gold rocks. I mentioned those. So the way that they normally did it was that you had a piece of paper that you went around, and the people had to put little tallies or stuff. It always got like soaking wet because it was raining or it got ripped up or something. Terrible. Didn't like it. So they did
the Gold Rocks last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the people that planned it came up with the Gold Rock idea, or the Gold Nugget is what they called them. They didn't call them rocks.
Right. Very on brand.
Yeah. And so basically you could have a possibility at each station to get 10 golden nuggets. Okay. And you either get them or you don't. So that's how that works.
So what's with the rubies?
Oh yeah.
So there were rubies.
So halfway through the event, so we were told at our stations to give them 10 rocks. Well, when they told us that, they meant 10 rocks for like tomahawks and archery, not per like. So 20 rocks in total, not you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So basically you'd split it out. You could earn a max of 5 at tomahawks or a max of 5 at archery. We didn't know that. So we were given, throwing gold nuggets everywhere. So halfway through we got a little low on our supplies. And so we were trying to figure out what to do. And so we decided to go to the parking lot. Because if you didn't know, the gold rocks are just painted gold. They're not real gold.
What?
So
man, my brother was going to sell all the rocks.
Yeah. So we went to the parking lot and we got a bunch of rocks, and the only color paint that we could find was red. Okay. So we sat there and painted, I don't know, probably 200 rocks red, and they were rubies.
Wow. Were they? I guess they were equivalent to gold.
Yeah. Yep. Same value.
Okay. These ones are double, but we're just going to give them out anyway.
Yep. That's what we should have done.
Well, see, I was thinking when you said there were gold nuggets and rubies that there was like a more complicated scoring system with like different.
Oh yeah, there was.
But
just didn't use it.
Okay.
So
I have decided this might interfere with the microphone because phones do that, but that's fine.
We'll see.
Going to
only figure it out when
attempt a new thing. Our first call-in guest, because my brother Daniel loved the Klondike so much that I decided to call him on the phone.
He did. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and see if he could talk about it. And I didn't even tell him that I'm going to do this, so he might not even answer. But we're going to try.
We shall find out if he's a true fan.
Yes, it is now dialing.
Yeah. This is our first call-in guest. You might have to hold it like back here.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Hello, Daniel. You're currently on the Camp Davy Chronicles.
Live on air.
Well, we're not live, but we are recording.
Semi-live on air.
Cool.
You're our first ever call-in guest.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I wanted to ask you about Klondike because you said that it was your favorite Klondike ever in all of time.
It probably was. I don't know.
What made it the best Klondike you've ever been to?
What made it so good?
That was the question I asked.
Okay, so it was really fun. No, last year it was not good. I don't know, it just wasn't the best. But then the same people that managed it last year did it again this year.
And they did an
amazing job, and I loved it. Okay. So I don't really remember a whole lot about Klondikes before that, except Jurassic Derby, which was cool.
Right,
that doesn't count. That was.
I remember you specifically saying that you enjoyed Flu and Tomahawks and the closing campfire the best.
Yes, the closing campfire was really good, and Flu and Tomahawks were fun. I actually had somebody in my patrol that I didn't realize they were so good at Flu, but they aced basically everything at it, and I was like, wow, good job, you, Tristan, if you're listening.
Yeah, that's true. I was kind of surprised, not necessarily surprised, but he was like extremely good at that, and it's an untapped talent that nobody knows about.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Daniel, tell us about the campfire because we haven't talked about that yet.
Okay, so the campfire is it was great. I'm sorry. Wait.
Like the closing campfire?
Sorry, I think my dad is talking in the background because I was already in the Discord call with him. Okay. Anyway, the campfire was really great. We did skits, and there were a lot of good ones. And then the awards that were at Klondike were really cool this time too. The way that they made them, and like our troop got best campsite, but it looked amazing.
Yeah, the people that made that award put some effort into it, and then the main Klondike award, they put a lot of effort.
It was like really big, right?
Yeah, it was like
I saw a picture of it, except it wasn't even a picture because it was too like big to see all the details in the picture, so it was just like a video.
Right.
Yeah. It was like a little diorama thing.
Yeah, it was huge too. Like, I don't even know where Troop 48's gonna put that thing. I don't know.
Hang it on their flag.
So I guess Troop 48 won.
Yeah, the Bear Patrol, if I remember.
Okay, well, congratulations to them, and congratulations to you for best campsite, Daniel, and to all the other people who won other things. I don't know.
Daniel didn't. It was the Troop.
The Troop. Well, Daniel. Well, that was included.
I don't.
Anyway, yeah. Thanks for answering the phone.
Yeah, being our first call-in guest.
Okay, well, you're welcome. It was great to be on the Camp Davey Chronicles.
Yeah, anything else that you want to say to our listeners before I hang up?
I don't know. Keep listening to Camp Davey Chronicles. Make sure to subscribe.
Oh yeah, hold on before you leave. You're the one that sings the ending. This is your first time being here.
That's true. I did make the ending.
Yeah. Do you
want a live performance?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
All right. Camp Davey Chronicles. It's a podcast about Camp Davey Crockett.
Yeah,
amazing.
That was great.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Daniel. Bye.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah. So what he doesn't know, because it was this hidden side. There's the camper side and there's the staff side that you don't know. So there were two major things that happened at the campfire that are noteworthy.
Before we get into that, should we do the word and joke of the day?
Well, continuity.
Okay. But I mean, it's like, unless we want to stack it at the end, we got to build some suspense and keep,
Fine, okay. Word first, right?
Yeah, word of the day.
So the word of the day is couth.
Couth.
Okay. Couth means cultured, refined, and well-mannered. The example sentence, it is more couth to hold your shrimp by the tail. I assume they made when eating it, not like a pet shrimp. But I like to imagine.
Who has a pet shrimp?
Well, I like to imagine that there's a pet shrimp like on a leash, and they're saying that it's more couth to hold it by the tail.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't eat shrimp anyway. It seems kind of gross to me.
That's true. Yeah. Well, if you do, hold it by the tail.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. That way. It's more couth. Well, yep. Use the word couth in a sentence in your everyday life.
Yeah. Be more defined.
Yeah, and be more couth.
Yeah. Okay, what's the joke?
The joke is, so a husband and wife were driving through Louisiana.
Okay.
And they came to, hold on. This is hard to pronounce. That's like the point of the joke. Yep. So, they came to a town called Natchitoches, Louisiana, which is spelled very weird. You can look it up, but you wouldn't even know how to spell it. And they were arguing about how to pronounce it. Okay, so they stopped for lunch in this town and pulled up to the drive-thru. And the person said, "Hey, can I take your order?" And the husband said, "Hold on, before we order, real quick, can you settle something for us?" And he's like, "Okay, can you pronounce the name of where we are, like very slowly?" And so the person on the order thing said, "Burger King."
Yeah, in my mind, I knew where it was going. Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, anyways.
So what happened at the campfire?
Campfire, the most important part. Okay, so the first thing is that you have to light the campfire, right? Okay,
that is an important part.
JD did not have confidence in me and Clayton to light this campfire because we're lighting it. The matches. We're being scouts here.
Yeah, I wouldn't have confidence in you either.
Wow. Well, let me prove you all wrong because it was probably it burned the entire campfire.
Oh, the campfire! I thought you were saying like you set the camp on fire.
No. Okay. What? Yeah, no. JD challenges to that. No, we were trying to light the campfire. Okay. The one that burns, that's supposed to burn.
Well, when you said we burned the entire camp, I was like, that's terrible.
It burned the entire campfire.
Okay. Yes. Pretty sure I would have heard of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Burned down.
So yeah, it might have taken us like 30 minutes to get it lit, but once it caught fire, it was great.
Wow, congratulations! So was that before anyone was there?
Oh yeah. So but they were coming in as we're sitting here trying to light. We had
because I was thinking like you knew you were going to fail, so you started 30 minutes early.
We started probably 15 minutes early.
Okay,
and because we knew that it was going to take some time. It turns out that if you take a bunch of matches and you kind of pile them in together like a little kindling pile, and then you light one and you get it works really good as a fire starter.
What? So, you mean like kindling works well to start fires?
Yep, imagine that. Who would have even known that? Learn something new every day. The second thing that happened at a campfire was, so I got handed a skit list. Okay. And at the bottom, it just said a bunch of skits. It said the troop name, what patrol, and a skit name. Okay. And so my job was to read the skits off. Easy job, right? Yeah. Okay. And so I get going down through there, and we're at the last skit. And I look down, and because, the way we announce skits is we announce them who's up next and then who's on deck. Yes. So they can get ready. And so we get to the last skit, and I go to announce it, and it's on the bottom. It says a troop number, and then it says lost knife. And so I'm like, okay, this could be, I've never heard of this skit. That could be creative. And so we get there and I read it. I'm like, blah, blah, blah is up next. And on deck is troop whatever with lost knife. And all of a sudden, all the planners of the event turned around and was like, no. They lost a knife. That's not a skit. And I was like, oh. And so then the skit comes up. And I just went with it. I just read it again.
You've already been corrected. Did you just forget?
No, I just kept going with it.
Hayden.
And so I went up there and I told everyone, I was like, I've been informed that you can pick up your knife at headquarters.
Okay. And that was the skit?
Yeah, that was the entire skit. So.
Wow. Brilliant.
Yeah, they did really good.
With finding the knife?
Yeah, it didn't get the ghost chair. So. But, so those were the two memorable events, was JD not having faith in me and Clayton starting a fire, and then a lost knife skit.
Okay. I mean, those are both very relatable incidents.
Right.
Any standout skits that you remember?
Standout skit? Oh, the troop, like our troop 240, did a take on Scouter 39. What was the number?
Scouting Freak 13.
Yeah, they did a take on that, which was kind of funny. I forgot what theirs, but it was Daniel, of course, because many Zeph.
Man, he didn't even tell me about this. Yeah, he took over my role.
Yeah, and then one of the other troops did a skit. I can't remember what it named, but it was really good. I'm literally giving no details. I just remember it being good.
One of the troops did a skit. Yeah. It was pretty good. I mean, thanks for the details. Yeah. So Scouting Freak 13, probably a lot of people don't even remember.
Oh, yeah.
It was a while
That's
back.
What we should have named this channel.
Oh my gosh. We could actually make that like a series on the YouTube channel.
That'd be great.
Anyway, I think it was our first year on staff.
Yeah, I think
2018. And my program area did a skit that was like a YouTube vlogger who was going to Camp Davy Crockett, and like every day something worse happened to him until at the end he was like being dragged off the stage.
It was hilarious.
It was me, and I had many buckets of water dumped on me and fake bear attacks that I withstood. It was lots of fun.
There was like a bee attack.
Yeah, there were bees.
Mosquitoes. It was mosquitoes.
Yes, mosquitoes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. The best part of that skit was Brandon standing in the corner. He had a microphone and he would just make noises. Mm-hmm. And then halfway through, he would get bored of making noises. And so he would just say, mosquito noises.
Yes, I think that's what he did the whole time. But I don't know.
I only started paying attention.
It just became gradually more funny at whatever he was saying. There was the noises of. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was
it was a great.
Yeah, they did that.
It's a great skit. Did they do the noises too?
No, sadly. I wouldn't say that it was like a complete like parody or remake of it.
But
it was, the concept was there.
Okay.
They started it like a YouTube channel, like, hey, I'm Daniel, the YouTuber.
Oh, so they didn't use the same name?
No.
Okay. I was thinking he like took over my character without my permission. Gosh,
no.
The copyright infringement.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was good. And then, of course, all the other skits were good. I tried to convince them to let us do the visible bench again, but they didn't want to for some reason. If you guys haven't seen, we might post that on here too. The visible bench skit.
The audio, at least.
Yeah. And so
I'm sure we've explained this before.
Yeah, I'm sure. If we haven't, you'll never know because I'm not explaining it.
Okay. Well, do you have a thought of the day, Hayden?
Of the day.
Well, okay. I guess I need to, before we wrap up, I want to tell all of the listeners.
Don't tell me, tell them.
Our next episode at the end of March, we will be introducing / trying out some new interview questions with each other. So for the season 2 summer camp guests that we have this year. So if there are any questions that you want us to ask each other and or our guests this summer, you can leave a comment on YouTube or email us at campdavidchronicles@gmail.com.
Yeah, or comment on an Instagram post. Literally anything to get a question to us.
Yeah.
Tell us in person.
Yeah.
We'll probably write it down and not remember it. So, interesting.
Thought of the day. Okay. So anybody who knows me knows that I enjoy milk. That's like my favorite beverage of choice. Yes,
is milk, specifically 2% milk. Okay,
2%, not whole milk.
No, not whole milk. There's a lot of fat in that. You know me. I'm health conscious.
Okay,
and so I went on a search to find all of the milk facts that I could find. Okay. So the first thing that I found was that the state drink of Tennessee is milk. And so not only am I just the most Tennessean person ever by drinking like 30 gallons a year. I wonder how many gallons of milk I drink a year. That's
I don't know.
Crazy.
Find out. You could start.
I don't know.
Start keeping track.
But anyway, so that was one of the facts. And it turns out that quite a few states, like a state drink is milk, which is strange to me just because, like, did they all come together and like... we have to come up with a state drink. And one guy was like, well, I've got milk. And everybody was like, yeah.
Is it the most common one?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you get question us, fact check it.
Okay.
So the next important fact, literally like this was in an article that I was reading, is how chocolate milk was invented.
Okay.
So chocolate
doesn't come from chocolate cows?
No, sadly. Chocolate milk was not invented by putting chocolate in milk. It was invented by putting milk on chocolate. Okay. So there was this inventor, I forget his name, but I can't search it. But there was this inventor who he was experimenting with milk because he was trying to make like some chemicals or something, and had it sitting on his workbench, and he was eating chocolate, which was a new invention at the time.
Okay.
And it was sitting beside this glass of milk, and he turned around and was doing something. And when he turned back, he spilled the milk. Okay. Well, as people are, he didn't want to waste it.
Right.
And so
didn't want to cry over spilled milk.
And so there was a puddle of milk on the chocolate. And so he was like, well, it didn't touch anything, and I was going to eat the chocolate milk anyways. I assume that's what he was thinking. I wasn't there.
Yes.
And he was like, so why don't I just drink that? And so he drank the milk that it spilled on the chocolate and came up with chocolate milk. And he is now credited as the inventor of chocolate milk. And, now they put the chocolate in the milk instead of the milk on chocolate.
Right.
Maybe you should try that.
They also put milk in chocolate, though, because milk chocolate is a thing.
Maybe that's how they invented milk chocolate. No. But yeah, according to Wikipedia.
Right. Wait, so which came first, chocolate milk or milk chocolate?
I don't know.
Find out next time on the Camp Davy Chronicles.
But yeah, so I thought that was interesting.
Cool. It is, I guess. Mm-hmm. Anything else to say?
No, that was all of my facts, I think. Let's see. Yep, Campfire, Wrong Skip, Gold Rock, Rubies.
Well, guys, everyone, thank you for listening or watching or whatever you're doing. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and
YouTube.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's all?
Yep.
That's all. It's a great day to be a scout at Camp Davy Fun.
Bye.
Camp Davy Chronicles. It's a podcast